Well, that's a pretty exciting result, and one that I wasn't really sure I was expecting. And if Ormus has this effect on me after just one go, I wanted to find out what effects it has on someone who's been taking it for years. Do you take Ormus personally?
Every day. I had a lot of back pain. I used to crawl out of bed on my hands and knees in the morning. I used to have a lot of pain at the base of both thumbs, arthritis, and again, that's gone. My blood oxygen level, whenever it's tested, shows the blood oxygen level of a teenage athlete, which, you know, for my age, 66, that's pretty good.
I forgot to ask you about your product.
Ah.
What is it you make?
Make a mineral extract of seawater for agricultural use.
Arthur believes that his seawater-based product boosts crop yields because of its extremely high Ormus content.
I can show you here the kind of results that we get. These are seeds for scarlet runner beans. This is the way it comes from the seed company. This is what was harvested. You can see the difference. There's no way to explain the bioactivity that we're seeing. It has to be something other than the effect of conventional mineral application.
That's twice the size.
Yeah. Ormus allows the plant to more fully express its full genetic potential. And not only the plant, but the microflora in the soil as well. We've had soil analysis done 2 or 3 weeks after applying our material to the soil. And the total bacterial biomass will be increased by 50%. Total fungal biomass will be increased by over 100%.
And what is it about the Ormus that is doing that?
Well, I don't really know.
While he shows me around his lab, Arthur reveals to me something that, until now, I thought was just a rumor.
I've been able to extract very significant amounts of gold from seawater and put it in metallic form and put it in a scale and weigh it.
So you're pulling gold out of Ormus?
Correct.
Hold that. Would you consider yourself an alchemist?
I've been called that. I don't consider myself to be an alchemist. I consider myself to be an extractive metallurgist.
It turns out that Hudson, who discovered Ormus, was doing something very similar. He quickly realized that Ormus was extremely rich in precious platinum group metals, an unbelievable 2,400 ounces per ton. Essentially, he believed that Ormus is largely composed of precious metals in an exotic state of matter, where the metal atoms don't form any bonds with each other, but exist as separate single atoms, making them what he called orbitally rearranged monoatomic elements. But because it can't be measured, and therefore can't be proven, the scientific community ignored his findings. And then, in 1992, Hudson goes a step further and announces that his white powder is in fact the legendary Philosopher's Stone, the mythical prize of the alchemists, an elixir of life that will cure all illnesses, bring about spiritual enlightenment, and turn base metals into gold. He set out to produce it for human consumption on a really large scale, but a disastrous acid leak caused Hudson's facility to shut down just days before it became operational. And then, Hudson simply disappeared.
I'm interested in the fact that it's apparently completely new to science, or that it is actually alchemy. So I need to try and figure out how to make gold. I don't think that's such a big thing to ask, is it?
Well, it turns out it is. Frustratingly, Arthur won't show me how he makes gold, or even how he makes Ormus.
Why do you think there's so much secrecy around Ormus?
Well, if anyone is actually putting Ormus minerals into metallic form on a commercial scale, I can understand why they would be extremely secretive about it. The only thing I'm secretive about are my own original methods that I've discovered and developed. I protect my methods.
Well, at least now I have a possible way to prove without a doubt the existence of Ormus. All I have to do is find a way to turn it into gold. A few weeks after visiting Arthur, I finally managed to find someone who will show me how to make Ormus. Is this my first step in learning how to make gold?
This is our lab where we process essential oils and make our products. One of the things we're researching is how Ormus and essential oils work together.
I just want to clear something up here. You're making Ormus.
Right.
So what is it? What are you making?
What are we making? Basically what we're doing is we're taking salt from various sources, precipitating out what we believe to be the Ormus elements.
Like everyone else I visited, Peter can't give me a clear definition of what Ormus actually is.
This is 1 to 8 lye solution, food grade lye. And what I'm going to do now is start dropping it in slowly as I stir. And if you now put the camera in, you'll see it's like it's snowing in there. Do you see that? It's starting to precipitate. And we'll keep going.
I'm slightly surprised to learn that it takes nothing more than distilled water, sea salt and lye, or caustic soda, to make Ormus. Yet Peter is absolutely convinced in its power.
I've seen rapid healings in myself and in others. I've seen increases in energy, increases in states of mind. I've seen that doorway open up many other doorways.
With very little science to back any of this up, I decide the only way forward is to continue testing it on myself, to become a human guinea pig.
And what we're going to do is treat all of the energy centers of our bodies, the main ones. Hands.
Just one drop. Here.
As instructed, I rub Peter's mixtures of essential oils and Ormus onto my body.
Imagine like, yeah, that's what we do.
Peter put a drop of something on my head. I am feeling pretty spaced out. Yeah, kind of like an intensity to stuff at the moment. It's really not dissimilar to the first stages of coming up on an acid trip. Like completely lucid, but just a bit spasticated. And I like my little hut that I found. It's crazy. I think I should just sit down for a minute. Do this. Flipping heck. Why do you think so few people have heard about Ormus?
I think they probably have heard about it, but it just goes by a different name. And you know, these days we haven't heard about a lot of traditions. These substances have been celebrated and used for a long time.
Some, like Peter, believe the discovery of Ormus was most likely only a rediscovery. In ancient Egypt, a precious mineral referred to in many temples and steles was used by the priests and pharaohs in many of their rituals. The powder was made by the priests and used to make ceremonial bread cakes for the pharaohs, so that they might live longer and be closer to God. Centuries later, in 1904, British archaeologist Sir Flinders Petrie stumbled across a hidden temple on Mount Serebit in the middle of the Sinai desert. Inside the temple, he found huge quantities of an unknown white powder that resembled ash, yet strangely, he found no evidence of the fires. A few wayward historians have dared to suggest that this is the very mountain in the Sinai desert under which the Hebrews in 1400 BC, led by Moses out of Egypt, camped during the time of the Exodus. Moses, who according to the unlikely Bible story, had been found in the rushes and adopted by and raised in the Egyptian royal family. Moses, who is much more likely to be the half-Israelite pharaoh Akhenaten, grandson of Tutmosis, banished to the Sinai around 1400 BC for trying to ban the worship of idols, and who developed the notion of a single, faceless god named Aten. As a pharaoh, Moses would have known all of the secrets of the priests and pharaohs. Moses would have known all about the bread of life, made from the white powder of gold. The Egyptians called the powder mufkut, but they knew it was no ordinary mineral. Mufkut means "what is it?" but literally translated, the hieroglyph reads spirit, fire, stone, part magic, part precious mineral. Manna in Hebrew is also translated as "what is it?" Manna, the miraculous edible substance that God provided for the Israelites during their travels in the Sinai, and that was stored by Moses in the Ark of the Covenant. Does this also shed light on the strange story in Exodus when Moses, furious that his people were worshipping an idol of a golden calf, took the golden statue, burnt it in the fire, ground it to a powder, mixed it with water, and made the children of Israel drink of it? Was knowledge of the secret arts of alchemy what the Hebrews had been chosen for? Did Jesus know about these processes? Was he an alchemist? And his alleged progeny, the Knights Templar, who took their name from Solomon's Temple, the last known resting place of the Ark of the Covenant, famed for their secrecy and political power, who created the first international banking system, who amassed more money than the King of France, and who claimed to be the guardians of the Ark of the Covenant. Was their secret actually the knowledge of alchemy? But could this be the same thing that Peter was making?
What else, Joe?
That's good. That's good for now, thank you.
I'll just put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
The next day, I try ingesting a more concentrated phase.
Oh! Holy crap. What is that?
This is like the primo.
It's electric. Woo!
Cool. He gave me some stuff last night, and look, I wasn't feeling straight, that's for sure. It was almost like being quite stoned, but without any of the paranoia, without the silly giggles or hysteria or anything. But it was, my reality was shifted. I can definitely say that. Can you make gold?
Can I make gold? I don't know if I can make gold. I don't know how to make gold. That is what's in there. We just don't see it. Some alchemists attempt it. Some alchemists are able to achieve it, but it's after lots and lots of work. And what I've seen is that you might get just a little bitty piece.
I don't think finding answers is going to be easy on this trip. Fact, certainly not. I don't think people really have any facts when it comes to Ormus at the moment.
I leave Peter with little doubt that Ormus does exist. But I also leave with even more unanswered questions. And I'm still no closer to being able to make gold.